What's up, Army? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
안녕, 로입니다.
Keith.
I'm Curtis.
I'm Jarek.
And I'm Zach.
You know the vibes. Y'all seen the thumbnail. Y'all seen the picture. I know why y'all here. Rush Hour, Crush, J-Hope of BTS, dance practice. This is your first time on the channel. Hit that subscribe button and become a real redeemer today. Also, for more content like this, jump on the Patreon where we getting into the live performance of this. And guess what? It's J-Hope Day. J-Hope.
Birthday, Hobie.
Hold on, let me. J-Hope!
J-Hope!
Insert the clip. Man, yeah, no long talk. We can jump into this and have a conversation. We're done. Welcome back, Keith.
Welcome back.
Gracias.
Crush
Daydream, daydream. Get up with the head on. Green room.
I've been walking on the street, y'all. You ain't really G, it's a hot G, y'all. It's the one and you know what's the underskin, clock shot, movie shot, take a game, mother pico pico. 그게 자그마치 인연. 입에 단 내가 나 미치지겨. 작업실로 당당하게 내비치겨. This is crush hour, 비켜라 비켜. Hey, we gotta celebrate. 넌 즐기기만 해.
On, sing too.
누가 뭐래도, baby. Hey, ladies
clean hip hop.
and gentlemen, do what you wanna do, baby. 그러니까 너는 헤비 핫들러 baby. 다시 clap 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 and the hit it. 하나 둘 맞춰 perfect. Get up, get up. 그러니까 너는
Got a little bit of that. Don't believe me, just.
따라해 어때 생각보다 쉽게. 모두 모여 맞춰 perfect.
Shit, Hobie. No, who?
Nice.
Who was Buddy?
Really clean how they move everyone in and out of formation too.
Hey, ladies, gentlemen, do what you wanna do, baby.
Nah, Hope moved different.
Hey, hey.
Crush, you a fool for this one.
Look like we had so much fun.
You a fool for this one. Shout out to Crush, man.
Who's your crush?
The Redeemers. Nah, but Hope different, man. I like Crush a lot, but when he got in front of that line, that shit kind of turned into something else a
I
little
was gonna
bit.
say the same thing. Picked up.
Yeah. Also, too, like just looking at everyone's legs, kind of do the choreo, you can just see Hope got a little bit more
Dip on the
Adobe. You know what I mean?
Adobo.
고추장.
Yeah, a little bit more paprika. You know what I mean? The salt kind of did two more dabs when it dropped on his food. Yeah. The obey is obeying and shit. That being said, he's invited to the cookout.
Don't be that nigga.
He said,
I mean, he is, but don't be that nigga to say
He
it.
said, be a nigga. Be my nigga. Don't be a nigga. But nah, the song is cool. It has like that uptown funk vibe, like obviously, and that's like what they were going for. You can feel the like vintage kind of like hip hop like dance and the vibe just come off of like the production. With that being said, I think I probably feel the exact same way I felt last time. Hope definitely elevated every single element of this, whether it was the choreography, whether, you know, the production felt like it changed when he stepped on. Yeah, good job. How y'all feel?
Hope. Man, he's just that guy. Like I said, my personal favorite dancer from SK. I'd also posit him the best dancer from SK, but that's another story. So him elevating otherwise, I wouldn't call it mild at the beginning, but it wasn't, like you said, it just, once he came out there, it definitely it went into another level and everything. So I love to see that, like I said, because I only knew about 3 songs from Crush before this, and they were not dancing songs at all. So I don't even know where to rate him as a dancer, even with this is my first time. But just overall, this was pretty, it was pretty fun. I'm still not a fan of the song, even with like that funky brass section and everything that they got in there going on. But like I said, I think Hobie killed it, and he's the reason I'm here.
I like this. This dance was actually really good. I actually liked his the performance in the beginning, like how cool and mellow it was, and then how J-Hope came out and just changed the whole tempo. He gave it like a cool and then a little hyper cool. I liked it though. I definitely liked towards the end the most when they both were in it, and then the groups. That's when they were really killing it with the leg work and all that. It's definitely good. It's definitely probably one of my favorite songs. I just like the beat and the flow of it. For some reason, it's real catchy. Yeah, I like this.
I would have to agree with what y'all said. I definitely enjoyed the song. I enjoyed the choreo. I think it was very theatrical. It wasn't like, hey, look at us, we're dancing. It was more like, you know, we're dancing, but, you know, with a purpose, because I think it had a lot of different arcs to the choreo. I also enjoyed how there was always different layers. There was like always a main dancer, another layer behind them, and then the background dancers. Sometimes they're all hitting different choreos, but the movements were still synchronized. So that was also really cool. I don't know who Crush is, but they crushed it. This was tough. I enjoyed it. Looking forward to watching more. You know, J-Hope does what J-Hope always does. J-Hope. Yep. You better hope he don't miss. He always out there snapping. He definitely brought a different energy to this dance. But overall, the whole thing was great. It was a nice experience.
This is the first time I heard the song, so I thought the song was really good. I love the Uptown Funk vibe, as you alluded to. Definitely, it's one of those songs that you kind of put it on and automatically kind of brightens your mood. As far as the dancing goes, I kind of agree with, I want to say Zach, when he said the first half of it was kind of like mellow and cool. Mm-hmm. I definitely appreciate that. I thought that was definitely cool. And you could kind of get the feeling that it was going to turn up toward the end. Like his movements were very precise, but like very kind of like just smooth. It was, he was a cool dude in the room. And then when Hope kind of came in, just turned everything up. It was definitely a good job. I like the background dancers. Like there were a lot of them. There had to be like 20 of them, but it didn't feel like mass hysteria. It didn't feel, congested. It worked out pretty good. A lot of the formations were really, really good, and they kind of used them really well. Whether it just be like people walking by or kind of forming like a pyramid in the back and using different layers and breaking up in different formations. Everything was cool. Definitely like the outfits, the cool fits, like, kind of chill vibe, West Coast look. It was just a good job.
Yeah, I like this a lot too. It was
Message.
It felt like it was because I hadn't personally heard the song at the time, so this is my first time hearing it as well. So it was really easy to kind of be able to pair what they were doing in the choreography with the beat and the kind of flow of everything, and just that natural synergy. Having not heard the song before was something that I think made me appreciate the choreo a little bit better as well. I did like kind of a little bit of the I don't know really what else to call it besides the uptown funk kind of style. So I'll just use that for lack of a better term. But basically, I like how they kind of carried that style and like the grooviness of it, I suppose. And the way they integrated the background here, I thought was really special. With the fact that I like, for one, that they're all in different outfits as well, because usually background dancers are mostly meant to look uniform. And I like that they kind of essentially allowed everyone to kind of be their own individual self, it felt like, which I would assume at least is kind of part of what they're trying to say with the song. Because it did feel like there was a little bit of blending of different styles. I think the footwork and the synchronicity and kind of the arm swings and stuff like that that they had going on was really enjoyable as well, especially, for, probably over 15, 20 people, if you include the background and everything. I really liked the camera work as well, and kind of how the background was able to kind of shift in and out without necessarily being, too fast or too slow to allow for some of those individual moments where they were the subunit breakdowns, so to speak. Definitely when Hobie got into his part, I did feel like everything, the energy picked back up and the speed of everything, which I think is ultimately a compliment to everything else too, because it was, the amount of energy that they were putting forth in the beginning especially was there. So for it to pick back up even more so, I think says a lot about it as well. Definitely the background dancer who had the black on, that was kind of having his little breakdown moment during the introduction of Hobie's part as well. I thought he crushed it. No pun intended, of course. But it was overall, I think this was really solid, and it just goes to show, like how incredible of dancers they are in their own right as well. And the last thing I was going to add was actually, it looked like towards the one part where where Crush and Hobie had like relinked for the middle part of the song, I believe. It looked like they mimicked the mic drop choreo, if I'm not mistaken, the little arm sway where it's like the "Did you see my bag" kind of thing. So I didn't know if that was intentional or just like a different kind of dance style or something like that. But nonetheless, if that was an Easter egg of any sort, I thought that was really cool too.
Oh, they're right there. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Crush and Hobie sound like a sitcom.
Crushing on Hobie.
Low on Hobie sounds like a rom-com.
Low.
Security!
Get him out of here.
Yeah. I don't know him.
Yeah, shout out to P Nation too. Shout out signing them. Yeah, it's a good joint. Jump in the comments. Tell us how y'all felt about this. Y'all better be subscribed to the channel because we about to get into a bunch more Hobie content. Also, jump on the Patreon. We're gonna be doing a live performance of this and a couple of other little interesting stuff. Because we haven't done quite a few things for Hobie as far as compilation videos go and a whole bunch of other things and stuff. But make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure you're on the Patreon. We love you. Happy birthday, Hobie. We're gonna holler at y'all.
Peace.